I am Roland Johns. I am sim racing.
I'm Wes Fuller, driver of number 35, stand up to Cancer Ford. I am sim racing.
Hi, I'm Cameron Peterson. I am sim racing.
What's going on? It's Rob Biotti from 4i Racing, driver number 44 Toyota Camry, and I am sim racing.
Hello, I am Christopher Hamilton, and I am sim racing.
Hi, I'm Eric Andrews. I am sim racing.
We are sim racing.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. 1 second. Looks like I am having some technical difficulties on my side. I'm going to have to straighten that out. I'm going to have to throw you back to waiting scene. We were going to be going live with the qualifying, but it looks like we just ran into some issues, so I'm going to have to reload. I apologize for the delay, but we will be back in about 2 minutes. Please wait with me, and I apologize for the delay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I figured out what the problem was. Sorry, we will not be viewing qualifying. It is my error, and I apologize for that, but I will lay out the qualifying times for you as they come in. I hope everyone is having a great Monday. This is a great way to finish off the Monday with the Core Vintage Cup Series, and tonight we are at the Good Wrench 125. And it's going to be racing at Atlanta. This is going to be a really good race. Sorry, I'm a little off today. Let's go ahead and get into the swing of things. I hope everyone is ready to see some racing because it's... Oh, sorry, we're not... It's not the 125. This is the Motorcraft Quality Parts 125 at Atlanta, Georgia. Once again, it's just been an off day today, so hopefully we can get on track. It's a Monday, and let's end Monday with a great race, and that's the way it should be. So I hope everyone is ready to see some racing. As we're looking at qualifying times come in, looks like, let me go ahead and line it up for me. Carl throwing out a 32.226. Nick Nickerson with a 32.236. Willie Evernham is going to be right in third. And then we have Bennett Allen in fourth. CJ Winslow in fifth. Eric Andrews in sixth. Looks like Wesley Fuller's going to fill up the seventh spot. Randy Post taking eighth. Dylan McDonald taking ninth. Dalton Drummond's taking 10th. We have Terry Condas in 11th. Joshua Smallwood in 12th. Kevin Foster in 13th. Anthony Keysweater in 14th. And 15th is going to be Alan Castle. Matt Crockett in 16th. And Joshua Billiter in 17th. Looks like we're still waiting on Bryson Clark and Dan Heisey. I hope they throw down their times soon. Hopefully we can get them in the middle of the field or towards the front. But other than that, let's talk a little bit about the series. Once again, I'd like to thank Willie Evernham for putting up, Nick Nickerson and Willie Evernham for putting up the money for this series. And also, this is a series that benefits Stand Up to Cancer. We do have a donation link that is going through Wes Fuller, one of a Stand Up to a cancer survivor, and also he has a donation. All proceeds go to Stand Up to Cancer. He works with them directly and also works with the stream team that is under Stand Up to Cancer. So we have a benefit link that goes directly to there. So if you guys feel like you want to donate to Stand Up to Cancer and donate for a good cause, go ahead and do that. It's definitely a good thing to do, and it helps out as much as possible. And it looks like we have 2 minutes on the clock. And I'm ready to see these 87s hit the track because I've actually had some time to put these tires to the tarmac and practice myself, and I really love these cars. The way they handle, phenomenal. It's honestly it's one of those things where, like, with sim racing, since you have power steering or power steering is simulated, sometimes you don't get the full force feedback or full feedback of the car interacting with the track. Since these cars technically don't have power steering, their feedback is much higher on, say, the less expensive race simulators, so like a Logitech or Thrustmaster. So when you have that thing cranked up, it literally feels like you're driving a car out there. So maybe it doesn't have the no power steering feel, but it has the more realistic feel to it, where you're getting the grooves and bumps and just the tires, lifting in some areas or getting loose. It's much more tactile and really enjoyable. These cars also can countersteer pretty well. So if these guys are having an issue in one of those corners, all they have to do is really lift the tire or lift the gas a little bit, or lift completely, drive it down to the apron, countersteer, get yourself situated, get back up on the gas nice and easy, and boom, you can drop maybe back. You probably drop maybe 4 or 5 positions, but you'll get yourself back into the pack and back racing. Definitely very manageable. Unless you're completely turned, you're not really going to have any issues. So these 87 cars are a blast to drive. I'm so glad iRacing put them in there, and I can't wait to see more of these cars out here. And it looks like we are getting ready to go into the grid. So without ado, let's get ready to do it. Also like to thank our broadcast sponsors. That's going to be Critical Hit Bass Lures and also Southern California's Nautilus Media Systems. And here we go. All right, starting up in front, we have the number 18 All-American Core Racing Series. That's going to be Carl Handwerk running that sweet paint scheme with the Joker graphics right there on the back. That is awesome. These guys do. Josh does a great job painting. I really love his paint schemes, and every single time he comes out above and beyond with a very clean paint scheme. Looks like right next to him is going to be Nick Nickerson. He is running the number 2, but he's supposed to be the 85. Oh, looks like he's loading up. 1 second. There we go. Let me reattach someone else. So let's run down the field. We have Terry Condas in that Citigo, number 32, 711 on the rear spoiler. We have Bennett Allen running that Tornado and the number 24 Joker Graphics paint scheme. Oh, Bennett's clipping on us. We have Bryson Clark in the number 73 Motorcraft. Beautiful paint scheme there. Dan Heisey in the number 87 Steins Designs. We have Joshua Billiter and that number 3 Goodwrench Performance Machine GM on the hood. Chevy right there. This beautiful paint scheme. Once again, Josh is the owner of graphics, of Joker Graphics, and does great paint schemes. And definitely, if you're looking for a paint, hit him up. He'll help you out. We also have the Domino's Pizza, number 61 CJ Winslow. Beautiful paint scheme out there. Classic throwback to their old logo. We have, oh, nice, Matt Crockett running the Death by Moose, number 10 Alpine Star, Ford Racing. Beautiful. Love it. Great job. Thanks for running that, Matt. Eric Andrews running the classic number 9 Coors. Looks like Melling oil pumps on the front, Motorcraft on the back. And then we have the number 38. That's going to be Dylan McDonald, the Drive to End Hunger. And beautiful paint scheme, nice deep colors. Nick Nickerson running that genuine Miller Giraffe number 2, but he's actually 85. Thanks, Nick. Looks like we also have in the number 93, that's going to be Alan Castle in the World of Coca-Cola. We have Kevin Foster in the TechNet Professional number 8 Joker Graphics paint scheme. We also have the number 35. That's going to be Stand Up to Cancer. That's Wes Fuller. Beautiful paint scheme there. And the number 19, Bush. None other than Willie Evernham In the number 34, we have Anthony Keysweater. Good to see him out here. Beautiful yellow paint scheme. Randy Post running that all black and pink, number 54. And we have Dalton Drummonds in the number 3 Good Wrench. Looks like him and Josh are sharing numbers tonight. Should be number 4. But hey, it happens. So let's get back to the front of the pack and get ready for some racing. All right, and the green flag is dropped. Here we go. In the front, looks like Nick Nickerson trying to push on Carl Handwerk. Following behind them, looks like Willie Evernham, Bennett Allen running the second pack. CJ Winslow and Bennett Allen, and also Wesley Fuller up there. And it looks like most of the fighting is going to be between Carl Handwerk and Nick Nickerson right now as they're running the front of the pack. And you can see right there, those cars are stepping out, coming into turn 3 and 4, or sorry, coming out of turn 2. You can see their back end really slide out on them as they come past into turn 3. Still a nice, clean, long line as these guys are setting pace for this 82-lap race. Riding along with Willie Evernham so we can get a nice rear view of what's going on with those guys up in front. And there you go, Nick Nickerson taking the inside, getting around Carl Handwerk. Nice clean pass, and you can see how much these cars are having to pretty much kick out their back left, or their backside's kicking out. Like Carl's pretty much, his rear tires are almost unhooked. They're on the edge of wanting to let go, and these cars are all suspension, no downforce, and it's beautiful to see that. Little, like I said, they're more tactile. You can really feel your back end give out a little bit, and without that extra added amount of downforce, you can see it too. And it looks like we have a battle breaking out between both the 61 CJ Winslow and the number 35 Wesley Fuller. Wes riding really hot behind him coming out of turn 2. It looks like he's pacing himself out again. Probably got a little too close, had a lift. Now he's going to have to work himself way back, or back up into the field, get behind his bumper, and set up another pass. Doing a good job keeping those cars straight. We'll have to see how long these tires last since they are kicking out pretty hard. And I think I spotted another pass being set up between Carl Handwerk and Nick Nickerson. We'll have to see how that turns out. They were riding pretty close coming into turn 3 and 4. Looks like they're Nick swung out a little bit, just trying. Ooh, that was kind of cool. He swung himself out just a little bit to maybe try and get that corner, but looks like he is coming in a little too hot and being sent to the outside. Jumping along to Wesley Fuller as he's right behind CJ Winslow, trying to set up that pass. He's finally, got himself back up there. He's getting ready to go bumper to bumper with him. Question is, can he set it up in the next lap or two coming around and set that nice pass up? And CJ Winslow feeling the heat, makes a little bit of a mistake, comes in too hot into that corner. This is exactly what Wes needed. Now, All Wes needs to do is not get excited, but while these guys are setting up their pass, let's jump over to the action. I think I just spotted Carl Handwerk making a pass on Nick Nickerson, and that is correct. These guys are neck and neck right now coming out of turn 2. The number 18 can get around him, but will Nick dive down low and set up another pass? Here we go. And looks like Willie Evernham making the smart move, riding in behind these guys. Let them battle out. Let them wear their tires. Run a clean line. You don't need to go too fast. You just need to keep yourself relevant in that race, and he's definitely doing that. Willie Evernham getting a little speed under him. And it looks like Nick Nickerson is going to go ahead and drop behind Willie Evernham as Willie Evernham takes second place. What a great pass. Found the opening, took it. Now will he be able to hold it, or is he going to try and capitalize and get around Carl Handwerk? As they leave turn 2, coming down the back straight. These guys are keeping it tight, and also looks like Wesley Fuller has got some company now catching up to him. Let's go ahead and jump back to those guys. Yep, looks like the number 38 of Dylan McDonald is moved up, and also Wesley Fuller making some good moves. CJ Winslow looks like he dropped back, and that's going to be a battle now coming up between I'm sorry, Wesley Fuller and Dylan McDonald, the number 35 and 38, getting at it. Sorry, CJ, that was my bad. But definitely looks like we have some action breaking out between both of those guys. And that front pack is locked bumper to bumper. Let's jump over to those guys and see what's going on. Both Carl Handwerk, Willie Evernham, and Nick Nickerson. They are going toe-to-toe right now. Willie definitely pushing his car a little bit. You can see his back end kind of kicking out, and then he's getting it back under control, but definitely not as smooth as the other two, Nick Nickerson and Carl Handwerk. You saw his speed drop just a tad bit as Nick was getting ready to catch up to him. So you can see right now where the inconsistency is starting to burn on his tires, but yeah, as we get farther into the race, I think he'll be okay. He just needs to get more laps under his belt, and he'll find that rhythm that he's looking for. And it looks like we are under caution. Something happened. Let's get to that critical hit Bass Lures caution report and find out what it was. All right, I think I found it. All right, here we go, riding along with the number 35 and 38. Looks like Wes Fuller seeing the pressure coming behind him. Gets on that gas probably a little too soon. Sends himself to the outside wall, touches, makes contact, and boom, scoops up a couple drivers. Oh, that's a bummer. Looks like CJ Winslow also got caught in that. Oh, man. Well, that is going to be your critical hit Bass Lures caution report for tonight. That's a bummer to see that happen, but we made it 15 laps. Let's re-rack and restack and get back out there. Sorry, folks. Give me 1 second. Just working on one little thing I'm going to make an adjustment to, and then we'll be back with the live race. All right, we are back live, riding along with CJ Winslow, or sorry, riding along with Wes Fuller right now. Looks like he's getting a full set of 4 and getting that damage repaired. Let's get back out on the track and see what's going on. All right. Lights are still going. Let's go ahead and pull in one of the drivers for a quick interview. And in the booth with me right now, I have Eric Andrews. Eric, you're running in 4th place. You you had a good run in the beginning. You found yourself kind of working up for the midfield, and now you're laying down in 4th. Do you think you're in a good position to keep up with Nick Nickerson and Willie?
Well, I don't know if I have anything for those top 3. They're especially Carl and Nick and Willie. They said they were strong in practice. You know, as the race goes on, though, I'm figuring out little things here and there. So maybe by the end of the race, I'll have something for them. So we'll see.
Now, how are the tires handling for you out this track? I noticed a lot of these guys are kicking out their rear ends really giving quite a bit. So I know there's probably a little more wear than a normal track.
Yeah, you definitely have to, you know, use your throttle a lot in these corners to, you know, control the car. And, you know, as the runs go on, you're putting a lot of wheel into it and, you know, using a lot of throttle control. So you really have to be on your game.
Definitely agree with you on that. Well, hopefully you can tag in behind these guys, learn some of their lines, and maybe get some of that speed from them.
Yep, we'll see what we can do.
Best of luck, man, and hope you can pull it off.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, that was Eric Andrews in the number 9 Coors. Beautiful paint scheme again. Love it. And let's get ready for that race because we should be going green soon. We have 1 to go. I hope everyone is having a good night tonight. All right, lights are off. That is 1 to go. Carl Handwerk up in front. Willie Evernham right behind him. Nick Nickerson to follow up, and Eric Andrews in the 9. And looks like another 2, Dan Heisey, and also Matt Crockett. And it looks like Matt Crockett's got some speed. Same thing with Dan Heisey. They got some speed behind them. So hopefully they're able to queue up on some of those lines and maybe keep up and work their way into the front pack. We'll have to just see how it plays out for everyone. And here we go. We are green, green, green. Looks like we had a couple guys miss shift coming into that restart. Uh-oh. Looks like both Carl Handwerk and Willie, I think they missed shift. We saw them lurch a little bit. Either they jumped the gun or they definitely missed shift, because that was definitely something going on there. Nice clean start by all those drivers. Oh, and that did not sound good. I think we might have some people touching the wall or possibly yellow coming out. I'm going to go ahead and search the field real fast. Yep, looks like just some wall contact out in the rear. That happens. Riding along with Nick Nickerson, Willie Evernham looking for a push. Can he get it? Oh no, and the caution's out. He had such a good run. Why? Oh, that's a bummer. All right, folks, let's get over to that caution report and see what happened. Still no sight on what happened down the track. Trying to run it back right now. Yep. Can't really see what's going on. I'm still looking for the accident, so just give me 1 second. Oh, there we go. I think I found it. Gonna stick with it for a second until I get to it. Just, oh, yep. Think that's it. All right, here we go. So we are live right now with the 87 and 38. You can see 87 is gonna step in on the apron, go a little bit sideways. That's gonna be a Dan Heisey, and then, oh yeah, he touches the wall. The 38 goes into the apron and then tries to gain control. And just can't do it. Whoa, goes sideways, and looks like everyone is able to dodge him. Luckily, that was a close one, but we shouldn't have too much damage out there on any of the other cars. Luckily, no one really got hurt on that one. And that was a critical hit past the Lures caution report. Sorry it took so long, but definitely a full field, and needed to find out who exactly was caught up in that. All right, folks, we are back. And we find ourselves once again with Carl Handwerk in first place. Second place is going to be Willie Evernham. Third place is going to be Nick Nickerson. Fourth, Eric Andrews. Matt Crockett in fifth. Bryson Clark in sixth. And Joshua Billiter in seventh. CJ Winslow in eighth. At the moment, only person that has 2 pits under the belt is Bryson Clark. And a couple other guys have 3. So we're looking at Bryson Clark, Dylan McDonald, and Dalton Drummonds. And I think the other guys were also caught up in an accident. But everyone else has 1 pit. So either Bryson Clark was caught up in an accident, which I didn't really see. So he might be on fresher set. So he's looking to work his way up the field. Definitely a worn set for the 18, 19, and 2. So let's see how this plays out for a lot of the other drivers. And Nick Nickerson dropping to the apron. Is he going into the pits? It would be an interesting choice if he is, because I believe we would be going 1 to go. Nope, they're going to stay out. And the lights should be off. Let's just verify that. Nope, lights still going. We have one more lap to go around. All right, looks like Anthony Keysweater still trying to get back onto the lead lap. He is one lap behind, so hopefully another caution comes out for him. He's definitely trying to count on that. But as we come into into turn 3 and 4, we're getting ready to go green. So these guys need to buckle up and get ready to go, because it's going time. Pace car's off. And we are green, green, green once more. Going into turn 1 and 2. Anthony Keysweater dropping back a little bit. This is going to be a little bit more difficult for Nick Nickerson and Willie Evernham since they have to deal with a lapped car. But that's okay. Keysweater's a good driver. He's just going to drop out of the front pack and then do what he's got to do. Nick Nickerson still with some speed behind him. Let's go ahead and check in on Eric Andrews. Looks like he's trying to keep up with those guys. Man, I wish he was able to keep up a little closer, like get on the jump with them. That way he can kind of maybe pick up a little bit on their lines. But Nick Nickerson is locked onto Willie Evernham right now. And there we go. We found some speed. Willie driving down on the inside. He's going to come up on him, though. Nope, Willie keeps his position. As we're coming into the finishing straight, Nick Nickerson still trying to run down Willie Evernham. We can see right now these guys coming into turn 3, how much speed they're carrying with them. Barely lifting off the throttle, 158. Round up, 160 miles an hour around that corner, and then they're peaking out on this straight at 180? Yeah, about a 20 mile an hour difference. That is nothing when it comes to driving, and these guys are having to float that back and forth. That is a lot of speed under these tires. And it looks like Carl Handwerk running away with it right now. And I think Nick is getting ready for a pass. He's definitely got the speed behind him. I think he's just looking for that opportunity, and this is a little bit of a one-lane track. These guys can go side by side, but there's definitely a speed difference when they go door to door and too wide around these corners. There we go, Nick Nickerson stepping on the inside again, trying to keep the speed. Willie Evernham, side by side. Into turn 3 and 4, down the straight. Nick gets it. Now can he keep it on the exit of turn 4? Clean pass by Nick Nickerson. Let's go ahead and look down the field a little bit because I saw some action, and that's going to be CJ Winslow, Matt Crockett, and Terry Condas, and I believe that's Joshua Joshua Billiter on the number 3. CJ Winslow with some speed coming to that corner, but just might be a little too hot. It looks like he's got to lift a little. Uh-oh. 3-on-3. Both Dalton Drummonds and Joshua Billiter. Which wrench is a good wrench? We'll have to find out. Looks like Drummond's able to get around Joshua Billiter. Hopefully Josh has got a rebuttal for him. But let's get over to Matt Crockett as he has to defend against Terry Condas and also trying to come up with an attack plan to get around CJ Winslow. And it looks like we have a lift. Terry Condas taking the inside. Can he play some defense, though, as Matt Crockett looks to the inside. Terry drops down, throws a nice block, and is getting some speed off that run. Look at him go. Carl Handwerk checking out of the race with over a second lead on Nick Nickerson. And it looks like Terry Condas is trying to reel in back CJ Winslow, and I think he can do it. Bryson Clark and Anthony Keysweater. Keysweater is laps behind, but is definitely not willing to go down and does not want to be lapped. Willie Evernham setting up a pass on Nick Nickerson, coming into turn 1 and 2. Question is, he was able to complete it. There we go. Coming down the straight, or the back straight. Willie with some speed behind him, but Nick is hot on his tail and does not want to let him go. Let's keep up with that action. Looks like we have some more action breaking out between Bennett Allen, Terry Condas, and CJ Winslow. We're going to jump over to that right about now. And there we go. Dalton Drummond's taking a pass on the inside, going down under. Can Terry Condas keep the speed on the outside? Now, if he can keep Dalton down low, he can definitely get him to scrub off enough speed so he can stay relative in the competition. But it looks like CJ, once again, coming in too hot to that corner, and that's going to most likely give Terry Condas another opening to push around. Nope, he's going to stay behind CJ Winslow. Interesting call there. I thought he would have had that pass, but he might also not be comfortable pushing that inside line. So, drive in your comfort zone, don't overrun it, and stay alive and be relevant in that race. And that's what he's doing right now. Oh, and we have contact out in the field. Anthony Keysweater touching the wall. let's go ahead and get that on a critical hit bass lures caution report. All right, here we go. Anthony Keysweater tagged along with him right now, coming into turn 1. And we find ourselves rounding the corner and making contact, setting himself for a light spin and a quick meeting with the lower wall, or the inside wall. Looks like the meeting's over, and not too much damage. Just wanted to trade some paint. Luckily, no one else was hurt, and we'll get back to the live scene. All right, we are back live, and it looks like the field is pitting. Carl Handwerk, Willie Evernham, Nick Nickerson, Bryson Clark, Eric Andrews. It is up to everyone out here. Who is going to make it out in time? Let's get in on a right rear chase camera and see who makes it out. The clock is ticking for all the drivers to get back out and into position. Great logo there. Thank you, Josh, for putting on the Death by Moose Media logo on that side panel. Looks like Bryson Clark stepping out. Eric Andrews, can he get out ahead of him? Oh, man. And it's going to be Alan Castle stayed out. It's going to be Eric Andrews, Willie Evernham, Carl Handwerk, Nick Nickerson, Bryson Clark for our top 6. And Alan Castle staying outside decided to keep the lead. And we are at the halfway point, folks. This is it. We've had a couple cautions, but nothing too major. No one completely taken out. And a good run so far. Let's see how the rest of the race unfolds for a lot of these drivers. You know, while we have time, let's go ahead and run through the field one more time just to touch up on some of the drivers. Alan Castle, I believe new to the series, running the number 93. Glad to see him out here and waiting to see what he can do. Eric Andrews, a core classic driver, running the number 9. Has a couple wins under his belt. Hope he can get some more. We have Willie Evernham. I believe Willie has some wins under his belt too. Another core classic driver running the number 19. Busch, his favorite beer, and always the logo he likes to run for his cars. Carl Handwerk, the number 18, definitely has, I think, some of the most wins into the core series. We'll have to definitely find out what's going on about that. We need to trying to reduce the amount of wins he has. Nick Nickerson, another season driver that joined in season 2 and has been putting up a fight the whole way through. A great driver, has some wins under his belt too. Bryson Clark, another fast driver. Glad to have him back. We had him, I think he didn't really race too much in season 3, but definitely glad to see him out here on the track. Has some wins under his belt too. Another core classic driver. Bennett Allen, a driver from the D series, doing his best to stay out and stay relevant. We also have Dalton Drummonds. I believe this is the first time I've seen him out on the track, and definitely putting up a fight. CJ Winslow, I've seen him around, definitely from, I believe, the Bandit Racing Racing League, and I think one other, but good to see him out here, and definitely puts up a good race. Terry Conda is the one-handed wonder. Gotta love him. Core classic driver, and definitely someone to always keep an eye on. Kevin Foster, running the number 8, another core classic driver, and someone never to underestimate. This guy will run the underdog story on you every single time, so pay attention, check your relative, because Kevin Foster is coming up on you. And Josh Billiter, a more recent core driver, but definitely becoming a core classic driver, does a great job out in the field and paints amazing paint schemes. Love this guy and can't wait to see him paint some more. Uh-oh, field scrambling. Gonna have to back out real fast and find out what's going on. Oh, nope, nope. Looks like he's falling back to position. Dan Heisey, I've seen him around once or twice. I believe he's from the trying to think of which league it is, but I think he's from the Bandit Racing League. A fast driver, and definitely a good competitor. Dylan McDonald, a new addition to the Core Racing Series, and someone that I'm keeping an eye on. He's definitely got some speed behind him. Having a little bit of trouble with the 86s, but I think he's gonna get it eventually, and he's definitely someone to keep an eye on. He's got some speed behind him. Matt Crockett's also from the Bandit Racing League from the OG days. A good driver, great personality. Love to see him out here on these 87s. Wes Fuller running in the number 35 Stand Up to Cancer. Another driver that joined up with Core pretty recently and is a great addition to the track. Love to have him out there. Alan Castle, once again. Don't know too much about him, but great to see him out here. And then Anthony Keysweater, another Core Classic driver and someone I always love to see on the track. So that is the field for tonight. A lot of good drivers and definitely a lot of tough competition. So let's see what happens out there. And folks, it's that time of the race. Pace car's off, and the green flag is out. We are green, green, green with a little under half to go. Great start by Eric Andrews. Willie Evernham holding up Carl Handwerk coming into turn 1. Can he keep it into the corner? Carl taking the inside. This is going to be a little testy because Carl is definitely putting the speed in there, so that's going to drive him up. Great lifting there. Didn't get too close to him coming down the straight. And it looks like Nick Nickerson also putting up a fight. Willie getting a little sideways there. And I think he's probably, yeah, he's lifting up a little bit. You can see him coming into that corner. Eric Andrews, oh no. Losing the speed that he had. Driving the outside line. Oh no. Getting a little tight for some of these drivers. As we come into turn 3, what is going to happen? Eric Andrews, yep, definitely sticking to the outside. He's not too comfortable with these guys pushing on him. That's okay, it happens. But he definitely is in a position where he can get behind Nick Nickerson and start learning some lines and possibly pick up on some braking cues. We'll have to see how that pays off for him. Looks like Bryson Clark pushing around Eric Andrews right now. Up in front, Carl Handwerk still looking for that opening on Willie Evernham, and these guys are getting inches away from each other. Now, with Carl battling Willie right now, this is going to leave an opening for Nick Nickerson that he is probably going to take in the next couple of laps if they keep this up. Willie diving down on the inside, throwing a nice clean block. Down the back straight, these engines roar. Here we go again. Carl still pushing the issue. He wants to be up there. And lo and behold, Bryson Clark entering the battle. Bryson Clark with faster lap times than all of these guys coming around, so he's got the need for speed, and he's definitely going for it. Let's go ahead and ride along with Bryson Clark since he is working his way up the field. You guys can see how much they're having to wheel the car right now. Just to keep it straight, they're having to work it back and forth. They can't really hold it too steady. You got to definitely give and take, just to keep this car going around those corners. Willie still holding on strong. Let's go ahead and check around. Looks like these guys in the front pack are spacing out just a little bit. Hopefully we won't miss any passing, but let's look down the field a little bit. Eric Andrews falling behind a little bit, but still relevant in 5th place. Bennett Allen right behind him, trying to hunt him down. Number 4 of Dalton Drummond's, even though he's running the number 3 Good Wrench. Out in the open, Terry Condas. Uh-oh. Who did I talk about? Kevin Foster. There he is, working his way up. He was all the way down in 16th place, and look at him now. He is up there, running in 9th place, and working his way up the field. Let's hop on with him as he prepares to pass around Terry Condas. And Terry is definitely going to feel the heat right now. Terry riding that low mid line. Great defensive call right there. You can keep the speed and also kind of block an inside pass. These cars don't handle too well touching the apron, especially in the middle of that track. But Kevin getting his nose in there. Coming into turn 3 on that exit of 4. That's going to be a tight call. Let's see what happens. Side by side, CJ Winslow also seeing this opportunity to work his way up the field. Kevin nosing out in front. And I think he is going to seal the deal. That's correct. Kevin is now past Terry Condas. Another position gained, another person off the list, and working his way up. Let's get back to the front pack. As looks like not too much has changed. These guys are now falling into a pace. I think they're done battling it out for a little bit. Now we're getting to the point where tire wear is important. As you can see, Kevin was driving a little easy. Now he can drive a little harder. These guys are now having to lay off a little bit, drive a line, wait for the next pit stop, and then get some fresh tires and battle out again. I think now they just need to kind of buckle down, drive the lines, and stay fast, and don't make any mistakes. And looks like Bennett Allen getting looking to hold his position against the number 3, but actually 4, Dalton Drummond's. Dalton getting his, right in front of Bennett. Bennett's going to go ahead and keep his nose on him, though. And their braking points change, and that is going to put Dalton in a nice lead in front of Bennett as he comes out of that corner. Checking down the field, seeing who else is out there. Oh, look at that. Dan Heisey taking a nice inside run on the number 35 of Wesley Fuller. Can he complete the pass? Coming down the back straight, door to door. Now into the corner. Neck and neck. Who is going to make it ahead? Dan keeping on the inside line. Oh, Wes touching the wall. And that is going to cost him the speed that he needed to stay relevant with him. That's a bummer. You saw him came around that corner in his back end, just hit a little bit of bump, stepped out, made a little contact with that wall. And that definitely scrubbed off enough speed to drop him behind. That's a bummer. Coming out of 4. And I think Carl Handwerk is getting ready to set up another pass on Willie Evernham. Oh no, we got contact. Willie diving down to the inside. Oh man. Willie still okay. Let's get that back on a replay and see what happened. All right, we are back riding along with them. They're coming out of turn 4 right now, getting ready to go into the front straight. Looks like Carl has the speed. This is where they locked bumpers. Or they're getting ready to lock bumpers. Carl goes to the inside. Oh, and they make contact. Oh, that is a bummer. And it looks like Carl also lifting and trying to regain himself. And that was a quick replay of what's going on in the track. Now back to the live scene. Nick Nickerson up in front. Bryson Clark, Carl Handwerk, Willie Evernham a little bit behind. He definitely needs a stage caution come out to help, or a comp caution come out. Sorry, not a comp caution. He's a caution flag to really get that speed to come back. Carl getting close to Bryson Clark. And Bryson having to lift and take it back a little bit. And Carl pushing on Nick Nickerson, going on that inside run. And it looks like both Bryson Clark and Carl Handwerk are going for it. Nick Nickerson into the pits. Oh, this is a risky call. He just needs it to be a green flag run and get back out there. And then as he gets out, another caution to come in. Looks like Kevin Foster also dropping into the pits with Nick Nickerson. They might be setting themselves up for the proverbial caution coming out, or they're taking a chance right now. They're going to drop themselves a lap behind. A couple other drivers are doing the same thing. And I think I hear some banging. We might have an accident out there. Yes, we do. Looks like Anthony Kieswetter on the wall. No caution yet. Green flag pit stops is what we want to see, because this is going to scramble the field and make some of the more experienced drivers have to really work for it now. They made the call. They're running it out now, and we'll have to see how it plays out for all these guys. With less than 20 laps to go, this is going to be a close one for a lot of the drivers. Carl Handwerk still up in front, running it out. Looks like Nick Nickerson, Kevin Foster, some of the front runners, Willie Evernham, all the lap behind. Eric Andrews right behind him. Dylan McDonald also in the same boot. And they're still going for it. They're riding it out. It's a little hard to call right now, just because the field is really stretched out. Willie Evernham and also looks like Kevin Foster are making a run for the money. Let's go ahead and jump over to those guys. Just saw them coming out of turn 1 and 2. This is it. This is the moment to push. If you got anything left in the tank, now you got to go. Start getting those positions. They need Carl and Eric Andrews to pit, but I think Carl and Eric are going to stay out. I think that's their gamble right now, is they want to be up in that front. They're not going to grab tires. They're going to risk the fact that it's going to be a green flag run. And Willie, Nick Nickerson, and Kevin Foster, and a lot of the other faster drivers, even Bryson Clark, they all need to go, and try and catch up to Carl Handwerk and Eric Andrews. And that's going to be a tough call because they do have a lap under their belt. They are a lap behind. So this is a gamble they made, and hopefully a caution comes out in their favor, but I don't know about that. Back to the front, Carl Handwerk still with a strong lead, followed up by Eric Andrews, Dylan McDonald, Matt Crockett. Sorry, Matt. Joshua Billiter. Then we have Bryson Clark, who is the first to be a lap down. But if in any situation, he's going to be first place if these guys decide to pit. So we'll have to see how that plays out for them. And it looks like Wes Fuller does not want to give up and let Kevin Foster get around him. I believe we have a battle breaking up between those two. Let's jump over there. And I am correct. Wesley Fuller does not want to let Kevin Foster go. He did have a good run on him, and he is bouncing back. Kevin Foster's still trying to eat up the field, and I think Wes is trying to tag along with him. 11 laps to go. Wes, Matt Crockett, side by side. Nice clean pass on him. What you like to see out there. Up to the front again. Number 18 still has not pitted. He is running it out with... I wonder how much fuel he has. Because he's got to be really close. I think these guys said 40 laps. I think the last time we did a track like this, it was 40 laps on a tank. And it sounds a little bit like both Eric Andrews and Carl Handwerk are lifting around some of those corners in the sense of they are either throwing it in neutral or they're shutting off their car. They sound like they're losing a lot of speed, and Bryson Clark is going for it. Eric Andrews hitting the pits. Oh, locking the tires came in too hot. That might be a little bit of a minor black flag where he's got to hold for about 30 seconds. That is going to be a tough one to get back. Well, folks, we are at that point in the race where you got to stick to it. Carl Handwerk has made his bed. We are the do or die moment. Under 10 laps. And he's going to pit. Oh my gosh. I heard him sputtering. He might be out of fuel. And that is going to push Dylan McDonald up to the lead. Nope. Yeah, no, Dylan McDonald in the lead lap. Definitely also another driver low on probably low on fuel and tires. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is going to change up the race right now. Kevin Foster, Wes Fuller, Willie Evernham, Nick Nickerson, Bryson Clark are all in the lead lap. Carl's out of the pits. Carl is out of the pits right now. Dylan entering. Matt Crockett is going in. Carl is in the lead still. What a gamble. Now he just full tank, fresh tires, and he's got the lead. He might not have fresh tires. He might have just grabbed gas. That is probably the call he made. I'm not gonna assume that he grabbed tires, but I'm pretty sure he just grabbed gas. That if that was me, I would want to be in and out of there as fast as possible. Looking at his pit time, yeah, 5.6 of a pit stop. That guy literally just asked for a quick splash of fuel enough to make the track. You need tires. No, just give me give me gas. Let's go. What a call. Bryson Clark right behind him, trying to run him down. Let's go ahead and jump over to Bryson Clark. He's got him in his sights. Tires do make a difference, but now with Bryson on a fresh set, Carl most likely just with fuel in a worn set, Carl has to drive as smooth as possible. He cannot push around these corners. We're definitely seeing a huge speed difference, almost a second between him and Bryson. Is he going to play some defense with Bryson? We've had some oh, there we go. Bryson Clark with the speed getting around on the outside. Bryson Clark now in first place. Carl Handwerk falling behind. Nick Nickerson also looking to get that in 5 laps. Can he go? And there we go. Nick Nickerson also going for a pass. Waving to Carl as he goes by. Thanks for holding my spot, bud. Now, Nick has 4 laps to reel in Bryson Clark. Looking at their times right now, Nick Nickerson is faster than Bryson Clark by 0.02 of a second. I don't know if that's enough to catch him. We're looking at a 2-second gap. Unless something major happens, like someone stepping out in the field in front of him, I don't think we're going to see him catch him. This is Bryson Clark's game. But I don't think Nick's going to give up that easily. He's got time. He's got laps. He can still push it. It sounds like Carl's got a flat. We're going to go ahead and jump over to his car real fast. That is correct. I think Carl's got a flat. Let's look at his drive along. 150, and I'm hearing some pretty bad rumbling. I don't know if I'd be doing 150 on a flat, but yeah, I think Carl hit the wall and he's a little worn. And we're on the final lap. Bryson Clark out in the lead, coming out of oh my gosh, coming into the back straight right now. Folks, here we go into the finish. We have Bryson Clark, first place. Second place, Nick Nickerson. And, folks, third place is going to be Kevin Foster. Fourth, Wesley Fuller. What a run by those guys. Carl Handwerk taking 5th. Wow. And 6th going to Dalton Drummond's. Willie Evernham in 7th. Terry Connas in 8th. That was an insane run by a lot of the drivers out there, and great job. What a run. Wow. Bryson Clark, great to have you up here. That is amazing. What a run by a lot of those drivers. That Motorcraft Ford did real well out there. All right, let's go ahead and get these guys into the booth and run that interview. I'm super curious to talk to some of these guys and what their thought process was of how the race was going to unfold. All right, folks. Time to bring our first finish, our third place finisher. That's going to be Kevin Foster. You are in the booth.
These tires are so gone, it won't even move.
Hey, Kevin, you're in the booth.
10-4.
Sorry about that. Dude, what a run. Did
you see that? Yes.
Yeah. That was insane.
I mean, I got into practice late, you know. I was eating dinner with the old lady. She made some amazing food, so I had to take care of her first, and then, you know, I got like 8 laps of practice in, and how in the hell did I finish third?
Timing and strategy and some good driving. I saw you in the beginning. You were kind of riding the wall a little bit, trying to figure out the track, and then I think you found your groove and you just started pushing it.
Yeah, just like last week, man. Once these cars get some laps on them, for some reason, it just suits me very well, and I was able to drive from the back twice. I had 4 minutes of repairs. I got hit in the wall one time.
Yeah, I saw that.
And was able to get that repaired, most of it, and then I took a fast repair at the halfway point there. And man, I drove from like 17th to 3rd.
Yeah.
Pit strategy helped out. I mean, I pitted early, only chance I had. And brother, top 3, love it, love it, love it. You know, I was supposed to say thank you to my sponsors, TechNet, Suino Diazzo, for jumping on board. Man, it's just it's a blessing.
Dude, you guys had me blown away. Both you, Nick Nickerson, Bryson Clark, and a lot of the other guys that pitted early. I was biting my nail because I was like, I know Carl's out of gas. You can hear it in the car just puttering. Same thing with Eric Andrews. And I'm like, can they make it another 12 laps? And then I look over at you guys getting out there, and the speed you guys had coming out of that pit lane was insane. You guys were trying to eat up that field so fast. You even made, before Carl could hit the pits, you guys were getting ready to lap him.
I mean, yeah, it's 3 seconds fall off between end of a run and beginning of a run. And,
oh yeah,
and it definitely showed. And you know, so thank you to all the fans out there watching Death by Moose Media, Core Racing Vintage Series here. It's the best damn series in the world, best damn series on iRacing, and man, just thankful to be a part of it.
No, you guys did a great job out there, dude. I enjoyed the race the whole time. It was a blast, and honestly, well-deserved finish. Great job out there, man, and definitely can't wait to see you put out some more times and see what we can do the next race.
Yeah, I hope I get in and get some practice in. So yeah, appreciate it.
Enough races under your belt, you'll have enough practice.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
You got it, man. You did a great job out there, and definitely give your wife a big hug and tell your mom that you love her because they've been rooting you on the whole time.
Hey, that's what they're there for. You know, we can't do this without family. Yeah, family makes all this possible.
Definitely.
You know, and so you know, thank you to you know the wife and mama supporting me, and even though she's a Carl fan, she loves Carl more than she loves me. But you know, it's okay.
You got it, man. I hope you have a good night, and I'll see you next race.
Later, brother.
Later. That was Kevin Foster in the number 8, finishing 3rd place. What a great run. Glad to have him up here. Let's go ahead and bring in the next finisher. That's going to be our 2nd place finisher, the number 85, maybe the number 2. We'll have to figure that out later, of Nick Nickerson. Nick, you're in the booth.
How's it going, man?
Dude, it's going good. Honestly, missed you last race. I know some guys said you had some wheel issues.
Yeah, I just got stuffed in the wall once, and then iRacing stole my fast repair.
Oof.
And then I I got billeted is what they're calling it now.
Oh, Jesus.
So restart. I guess his wheel disconnected or something, and he spun out, and
Oh, man.
I couldn't see him because of the car in front of me, and took me out, and that was, which really sucks because I thought I was going to win that race last night.
I know. I definitely had high hopes for you.
Yeah, I was just hanging out, waiting for the end of the race, and I really thought I had the speed to win that one, but it is what it is. This race,
yes,
that was not bad.
Yeah, holy shit! Excuse my French, everyone, but that was beautiful. Both you and a couple of the guys that pitted early, a roll of the dice, and that paid off. It was a great call. I think a little bit that helped out is Carl made contact with the wall, and I think he actually blew a tire. I was hearing a little bit of a thud the whole way around the track, so definitely helped out a little bit. But wow.
Yeah, once Carl and Bryson passed me, I decided just to pit and, roll the dice and see if I can jump them if it went green the whole rest of the race, which it did. And then Bryson followed along with me, and for some reason, I don't know why Carl didn't want to. Maybe he was racing with somebody at the time, or thought that was hoping that there was going to be a yellow. And so when he pit, he didn't take any tires, and he did unfortunately
a 5.6 pit. Yeah. He literally grabbed maybe a shot glass worth of fuel there.
Man, yeah, right. And no tires, and just ended up blowing a tire, which is unfortunate. And Bryson ran away with it because I was definitely overdriving it because what was that like? I think I ran like 15, maybe 18 laps. Was it?
Yeah.
From when I pit.
And no. It was about 12 laps. A little over 12. Yeah. You guys were on the wire, and you were running 2 seconds, or sorry, 2/8, or no, you were running 2/100ths of a second faster than him, but that didn't happen till the end of the race, till the last 4 laps.
Well, I know at the end of the race, I looked at my tires and I had a 36% right front. So that in 12 laps, so which means I overdrove the crap out of it and trying to catch up to Bryson. But
yeah, but that you can do that. In that short run, you definitely want to overdrive it and try and get to him. But
but he was saving his tires and he was able to kind of walk away with it at the end. But congratulations to him. He did a fantastic job going from practically dead last to winning the race.
Yeah, and honestly, a long time coming. He's a fast driver and definitely deserves to get up there and take that first place.
Absolutely. Man, but what a fantastic race, though. I mean, just a couple yellow flags. Like, this car and track combo is very racy. You can kind of actually pass people and run side by side. And, man, it was a great track, great race.
No, it was an amazing race. And honestly, I can't wait till we come back here because I want to see that again. This car met this track perfectly. It opened up about 2 lines. You could pull 3. It was a 1-line track when you guys are pretty worn out, but in the beginning to mid section of that race, you could go door to door with someone and pass and then rebuttal them on the next corner. It was beautiful driving by everyone out there. And for the cautions, a couple people contacting the wall and having to drop down and have a quick meeting with the inside wall. But other than that, nothing big, no huge accidents, which is what we like to see. Small mistakes, easy things to fix.
Right. Now that we've ran this car and track once, next time I come around, it might be even more exciting.
Exactly. We're going to see you guys probably making a little more daring moves. Oh, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, you have anyone to thank?
Just guys that put on this league, Carl, Willie, and I guess myself. I hate saying that, though. It feels weird. And you for the broadcast, man.
I hate saying that. It feels... Especially when he beats you, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, man. But yeah, and thank you for putting on the broadcast, man. It's always fun to watch.
Thank you. I really enjoy watching you guys race, and it makes me want to go out into the race and race with you guys, but then I realize I cannot keep up. But
yeah, it's too bad you can't practice. Too bad you have to set all your stuff up. You can't just practice before the race. But
I know. Oh, eventually, when this becomes a career, then I'll be able to practice with you guys.
Exactly, man. Oh yeah.
Well, man, great job out there. And
thank you.
I'll see you next week.
All right, man. See you Sunday.
You got it. That was our second place finisher. That was the 85 of Nick Nickerson. And for our first place, the number 73, Bryson Clark. What a run. I I'm blown away. That was awesome.
Yeah, I didn't know how the short pit was going to go. I saw Nick go down. And I was like, I had it. I got to do it.
Yeah, it's a gamble you had to take. It was either stay out and try and run it, or take that short pit and hope that it rolls out well. Because you guys had, I think you guys came out with 15 to go, or a little less than that. No, was that? Yeah. You guys came out with 15 to go or something like that out of that pit. It was really tight to the wire.
Yeah, 17, 15 laps. I think I had like 3 laps left fuel.
Yeah.
When I crossed the line, so it was close. I don't think I took as much fuel as Nick did, though. I think that's where he kind of lost a little bit of time. But
yeah, he was in there technically 3 seconds longer than you for his last stop. So there it is. And that was, you had a 2.4 difference. So yeah, there's the 3 seconds.
And luckily he took it high before he came in pit and then dropped down behind me. So
yeah,
got a little extra oomph in the pits.
Definitely. But dude, long time coming. Great to have you up here. First place, that's well deserved. You drove really hard. You had a good start, but I believe you dropped back a little bit. You started in the mid pack and then worked your way up, and you had speed the whole way through.
Yeah, started 18th. Had to make a refreshment break at the first or second caution, so dropped to the back and then made my way to the front. And somehow Carl and Willie got into each other. Sucks for Willie and Carl, but it was good for me and Nick.
Yeah,
kind of let us fight it out. Luckily somehow he came in the lap before. I thought for sure his fresh tires were gonna. Obviously, it's a little squirrely on fresh tires, but I thought he was gonna get around me because he was quicker most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow, I don't know. I guess he drove the shit out of that. So I don't know what happened to him.
He said I believe his front right tire had 33% left on it, or 36% left. He said he drove the shit out of those tires trying to catch you.
I didn't look at mine, but I mean, I saw him kept dropping back. I'm like, all right, just hold your line, don't hit the wall, just be smooth.
Yeah, definitely. Oh man, what a great race! I'm still blown away. That pit stop had me like, my jaw dropped. I was like, oh my gosh, they're pitting. The gamble is out. It was
a little nerve-wracking, especially like the early cautions that were going on. I was like, please just pay off. No, just keep it straight. And some of the guys were talking on their, sorry, my dog.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Dogs are dogs. They do what they do.
Yeah. Some of the guys started saying they were crashing. I'm like, Josh, please keep it straight.
don't screw me now, man. Right? I thought you guys are hoping for maybe a caution to come out mid-pit so you guys could get back out and get back into your spots. But I think it worked out the best where no cautions came out and you guys had a green flag run all the way to the finish.
Yeah, luckily I was in the pit and someone was saying something about a caution. I'm like, no, I'm in the pits. Please don't. I think Carl was like 2 seconds behind me. I'm like, please just keep it green.
Well, man, do you have anyone you want to thank?
Yes, I'd like to thank Proper 12 for the refreshments. You guys for doing the broadcasting. It's a great broadcast. Carl for putting on the league. Just a lot of the guys. It was actually clean racing tonight, which is kind of nice. I got crashed out of the last race.
I saw
so it was good to have a lot of green flag laps. So it was a good race tonight.
Yeah, I tell everyone, with a first run of a season, even if it's it is a new car, but on it's going to take a little bit for these guys, even though, they've all driven together. Give them about five races, and they'll find their groove. And you guys, I think, have found it in 3, which is good. Or, sorry, 4. This is the 4th race. Whew.
Yeah, 3 or 4.
Yeah. So you guys are, you guys are in the sweet spot, and I think the rest of the season we're going to have really good racing. We might have some, fast balls here and there, but definitely should have some good green flag runs for the rest of the season, I think.
Yeah, I'm just happy to get somehow I'm getting 2 out of 4 of the wins, so I didn't think that was going to happen to start the season.
Right. Well, there we go, man. I hope this continues for you, and I hope we have you back in the booth again.
Yeah, hopefully. I appreciate it, man.
No problem. You have a good night, and a great job out there, man. Well deserved.
Thanks, man.
You got it. Well, folks, that was our first place winner, the number 73, Bryson Clark. What a run. I love this race. I hope you guys love this race too. Please, if you guys have, we're 3 away again. If you haven't subscribed or liked, please do that. It helps me out a lot. Once again, I'd like to thank our broadcast sponsors. That's going to be Critical Hit Bass Lures and Southern California's Nautilus Media Systems. couldn't do it without them. They help out a lot, and I hope everyone has a great evening. I hope this was a very, very happy ending for some people for Monday. But a great way to start off the week. Good racing, clean driving, and I hope everyone once again has a good rest of the week. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday. We have our broadcast, which is going to be the iRacing short course. That's going to be kicking off at 7 o'clock at night, Pacific Standard Time. So please tune in for some trophy truck or Pro 4 trucks going toe to toe. We're going to have some good driving, and I hope everyone has a good evening. And I'll see you guys later.